Alright, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and today I'm going to be unboxing, of all things, the starter set for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So for those of you who don't know, Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game where you're essentially creating a story with other people in a fantasy setting. One person plays as the Dungeon Master, who are kind of like the creators of the world, or at least for the adventures, where they control the NPCs and the monsters, and they kind of set up the adventures for the actual players who play as specific classes like fighter, wizard, paladin, cleric, rogue, etc. And they're the ones that actually play the adventure and go through these campaigns using dice to roll for if they're attacking or not, and just different things that they do in this world. So I've actually played Dungeons & Dragons for a long time now. I have cousins that are from Germany who are really into it, specifically in the late 90s and early 2000s, and that's when I was introduced to 2nd edition, probably in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, and after they played a few campaigns with them over the summer that they were down, and then I ended up picking up the starter set for the 3rd edition. So this is where I played probably the majority of my Dungeons & Dragons was in 3rd edition. I have a few 3rd edition and 3.5 manuals or books. And but it's been a really long time. And then I ended up watching Critical Role, which is on Twitch and YouTube, where it's a bunch of voice actors led by Matt Mercer, one of the best Dungeon Masters ever, playing Dungeons & Dragons. And it's so fun to watch that I just knew that I had to get into this. It's basically video games, but tabletop. You know, you're creating the story yourself. So this is the starter set, and if ever you're interested in Dungeons & Dragons, I would first of all suggest Critical Role. You can find it on YouTube. You can watch all 80 episodes that they have at the moment. And then if you're interested, I'd suggest going with a starter set, and this would run you like under $15 on Amazon, which is just awesome. So I'm going to take a look at what is included in the starter set. First of all, I have to say that I really enjoy the cover art for this. For the most part, I really enjoy all the Dungeons & Dragons art that they have, and I actually have the player's handbook as well, because I'm going to be starting this campaign as the Dungeon Master with a few friends, and we're going to be doing it online, which is actually really cool because you can download the software and play the game itself without having to actually... It's obviously funner when you have people in the same room, but that kind of gets a little bit harder. So I'm going to be playing with this with my girlfriend and Kevin and Jason from Team Beardage, which should be pretty fun. So let's cut this bad boy open. And in the back here, they did say kind of what's included. You get a 64-page adventure book with everything that the Dungeon Master needs to get started. 32-page rule book for the players, levels 1 to 5. That's nice. The adventure that I have from the 3rd campaign is actually 1 to 3. 5 pre-generated characters, each with a character sheet and supporting reference material. I think we're going to create our own characters, though. There is and the 60-game dice, which is what you need to play Dungeons & Dragons. Although the online version that they have, I think it's Roll20 or something like that. I can't remember what the actual website is, but that basically has all that stuff for you. So you would kind of only need, if you want to start this game, this is great. But if you're going to be doing it online, you'd still probably need this. Not necessarily for the dice, because that's going to be there, but if you want to have like the information to start an adventure. And this is pre-drawn. Like Dungeon Masters can do their own, but if you don't have time, you can just follow along with these, and they have a bunch of actual books like that. And also online, there's a bunch of people that create their own adventures that you can follow. So here are the dice, and I'll actually take them out. These are actually really nice. They're nice blue. So you've got your regular 6-sided dice. You've got is this an 8-sided dice? I believe so. 8-sided dice. You've got your 4-sided dice. 10, 12 probably, and your 20-sided dice, which is pretty much what you're going to be using for the majority of this game. And it's a little bit different from the other edition that I have, which has... That's what the dice look like in there, just to give you an idea. That's what it looked like in the 3rd edition. I kind of like all the different colors, but at the same time, it's a really nice blue. Okay, so here is the adventure campaign. So this has all the information that you would need to run this campaign. If you're the Dungeon Master, you just follow along with this manual. And this actually looks a lot nicer. This is a lot nicer than the 3rd edition that I had. For one, I love maps. I love knowing where you are. This to me is some of the fun stuff. This is what got me into Dungeons and Dragons. I still remember the first campaign that I did with my brother and my cousin. It was just the 3 of us. It was so much fun. Maybe one of these days I'll go back and talk about different things that I've done when I played Dungeons and Dragons. Here's the starter set rule. So this is what all the players would get. So this would have all the information. There's actually a lot of information for free on the Dungeons and Dragons website for Wizards of the Coast, which you can just download. It's free PDFs that basically can get you pretty much started. And they have a lot of monsters too. So you could probably just play without even actually buying anything for Dungeons and Dragons. So this would just have all your spells, all the different classes, all the different races, how the game works, ability scores, just pretty much everything. Rolling at advantage and disadvantage. That's specifically for 5th edition. Just everything. And this seems like a lot of stuff, but that's why you would let the Dungeon Master kind of do the most work by looking at what they need to know and then kind of going on. So here is what we're going to be doing. This, I believe... Okay, these are presets, I think. Yeah, so this is what your character sheets would look like. This is a fighter who's human, and then there's their alignment, their background. So this is kind of okay, their strength. This is a wizard, probably easier with the fighter. So the fighter, you can see, has 14 armor class, speed is 30 feet, initiative is +3. It's really hard to explain all of these. Dexterity, just constitution, intelligence, wisdom. You'll see that the wizard has a lower armor class of 12 instead of 14, like the fighter. Its strength is +0, whereas the fighter is +2. Just things like that. So it comes with a wizard, fighter, rogue, cleric, and another fighter. Although, like I said, we're probably going to create our own. What did you do last night? Ha! There. Blank piece of paper. That's what we're going to be using. And then... This seems like there's more here. No, it's just a white thing. To kind of keep everything together. That's odd. So there you go. That is what is included in your starter set. The starter set rulebook for the characters themselves, and then the actual adventure, which you can play as the Dungeon Master, and has everything. There's just so much in here, and you can just, quick reference to look through this stuff. Really awesome stuff. If you watch Critical Role, you'll have a very good idea of how to play this game. And it looks pretty fun. So thank you all for watching. Kind of a different video, but I figured I'd share this all with you. So thank you very much for watching. You've been bearded in. Beardage!